What? You gotta be kidding me!
James Gunn, the co-CEO of DC Studios, appears to be no fan of Tim Burton's 1989 Batman movie starring Michael Keaton. In some resurfaced Facebook comments, Gunn has some choice words about the 80s comic book movie. The context of his comments isn't entirely clear since the screenshots lack the original post that he's responding to, but that doesn't exactly change anything he says. In his first comment, the director writes, Keaton did have a ridiculous voice. That said, I'd rather put up with a ridiculous voice than with horrible action sequences and acting barely worthy of the Batman TV show. God damn. It's clear that this is the response to a comparison of Christian Bale's popularity, criticized voice he used for his portrayal of Batman. The second part of Gunn's comment goes on to state this. I have no idea how you can think about that Burton Batman has more similarities with Moore or Miller's Batman and Joker than Nolan does. And listen, I have problems with both of Nolan's films. I don't think either one is a classic, how dare you, and I don't even really think Batman Begins is good. What? But they're far superior to the first Batman. I agree with that. It appears to be a debate shortly after The Dark Knight release where somebody's arguing that Keaton played a better Batman than Bale or Burton's Batman is superior to Nolan's. None of your defenses get by this fact that despite being the first cinematic dark take on Batman, so what? Stallone's Judge Dredd was the first dark take on Judge Dredd. That movie is awful. Y'all remember Judge Dredd? I remember seeing that shit in the theaters back in, 1995? Yeah, that Judge Dredd movie with Stallone, yeah, it's bad. It's a bad movie. It holds a special place in my heart, but it's terrible. Obviously, the Carl Urban version of Dredd was magnificent. I am the law. Every time Carl Urban says that, I just get a hard on. But yeah. And as usual, some fans, I think I would say the Snyder cultists, got upset over this non-issue. James Gunn is not a fan of Nolan's Batman or Tim Burton's Batman. So fucking what? Who cares? Why was this a big issue? And I say big in quotation marks because it wasn't a big issue. It was a big issue for the Snyder cultists who get no pussy or ass because all they do is cry about James Gunn, which is weird. Like, how do you cry about James Gunn so much and talk about James Gunn so much and you hate the guy? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like I think these people secretly want to bend over and let James Gunn take up their poop shoots because they talk about James Gunn 24/7. Guess what? If I don't like someone, I don't talk about them. They no longer exist to me. But for some reason, I think these people really love James Gunn. I think these people are secretly excited for James Gunn's DCU. That's why they talk about him so much, because this is such a stupid story. Who cares? Who cares? I know a lot of people who don't like The Dark Knight. I think they're crazy, but guess what? It's their opinion. I know a lot of people who love Tim Burton's Batman. I know a lot of people who don't love Tim Burton's Batman. It doesn't matter. What does James Gunn's viewpoints on Tim Burton's Batman or Nolan's Batman have anything to do with the DCU? Guess what? Spoiler alert. It doesn't. I don't care what James Gunn likes or doesn't like. All I care about is whether or not James Gunn can produce great DC content for 2025 and beyond. That's it. That's all I care about. That's it. That's literally, as a fan, all I care about. James Gunn not liking Burton's Batman, James Gunn not liking Nolan's Batman, James Gunn jerking off to a Tim Burton porn parody, I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. So if you're one of these low-life scumbag soy boy nerds crying in your mom's panties because you're fucking weird over James Gunn's comment about a Batman movie that's 30 years old and over, get a life, get a girlfriend, or drink a bottle of fucking peroxide. Whichever, I don't care. This is a stupid, dumb story. And the fact that I have to waste my time and cover it just proves that point. I don't care. Move on, let it go. James Gunn, wish you well with Superman Legacy. Focus on that, which I know he will. And by the way, who hacks a fucking Facebook account that was over 12 years ago on James Gunn? Like, do you know how sad and pathetic of a life you have that you have to waste your time searching for 12-year-old comments on Facebook, especially over someone's movie opinion? It's a movie opinion. These guys have no lives. These Snyder cultists are psychopaths, and I think they need to be taken care of, Hitman style, the video game. In Minecraft, of course. All these losers make me sick to my fucking stomach. Get a life, you virgin soy boys. Mwah, truth out.
Did that go the way you thought it was gonna go? Nope.